Just the dead people.
7 on your side, Monday at 6.
Good morning, America. Refusing to resign. Virginia's governor standing firm in the fallout over that blackface scandal as the state's lieutenant governor calls for an FBI investigation into 2 sexual assault allegations made against him.
We'll have our say. I'm confident in the truth.
Will impeachment proceedings start as soon as tomorrow?
Nationwide search. The new picture of a disbarred attorney on the run accused of killing his own mother. Considered armed and dangerous. The fears from his former clients.
West Coast whiteout. Heavy snow turning roads into obstacle courses, cars skidding and overturning. Some even buried, with 2 more fierce storms on the way.
New here this morning, Meghan's heartbreak, the bombshell letter the Duchess reportedly wrote to her estranged father, revealed. Her very personal pleas why she says her heart was broken and why her dad says he went public with it.
And music's main event. The stars gearing up for the Grammys will take you to the hottest parties overnight. Plus, a look to tonight's singing stars up for awards as we say,
good morning, America.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Hey, good morning and happy Sunday. So the 3 big political headlines today perfectly encapsulate the can't make this up, stranger than fiction political environment in which we as Americans are living right now.
Story number 1, the governor of Virginia making his first public appearance since that infamous news conference last week where he admitted to wearing blackface. Meanwhile, his lieutenant governor may now be facing impeachment over allegations of sexual assault.
And story number 2, AMI, the publisher of the National Enquirer, now facing new allegations of blackmail and extortion. Actor Terry Crews and journalist Ronan Farrow joining Amazon's Jeff Bezos in calling out the company, whose CEO is an ally of President Trump.
And story number 3, Senator Elizabeth Warren officially jumps into the president race and is immediately attacked by President Trump over her past claims of Native American ancestry.
We're covering all 3 of those stories now, but first let's start with the political chaos in Virginia. ABC's Zachary Quiche is in Richmond with the very latest. Zachary, good morning.
They have made flat-out denials and made promises for change. But the big question this morning is, who has the moral courage, the moral compass to lead the state of Virginia?
This morning, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax standing firm, calling for the FBI to investigate 2 sexual assault allegations made against him in the last week.
Any message for the citizens of Virginia?
We'll have our say. I'm confident in the truth. Thank you all so much.
Fairfax adamantly denying the allegations in a statement saying, in both situations I knew at the time and I know today that the interactions were consensual. As members from both sides of the aisle call for his resignation, Fairfax now faces the threat of impeachment.
He needs to resign immediately. Should the lieutenant governor fail to do so, on Monday, I intend to introduce articles of impeachment.
Vanessa Tyson claimed Fairfax forced her to perform oral sex back in 2004. The second victim, Meredith Watson, says Fairfax raped her in 2000 while both were students at Duke University.
She knew things were changing when he got up and locked the door.
Overnight, lawyers for Tyson and Watson releasing statements saying their clients are ready and prepared to testify at impeachment hearings should the articles pass. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, also caught in controversy, emerged after a week of silence to pay his respects at the funeral of a fallen officer. Just 10 days ago, Northam admitted, then later denied having appeared in this 1984 yearbook image showing 2 people, one in a KKK hood and the other wearing blackface.
It's not me, and it was horrific, and the fact that it was on my page was just unacceptable.
The governor is showing no signs of stepping down, addressing the controversy in an interview with the Washington Post, saying, I want to heal that pain, and I want to make sure that all Virginians have equal opportunity, and I think I'm the person that can do that for Virginia.
Now, there's a new Washington Post poll this morning that shows residents are actually split on what the governor should do. 47% say they believe he should step down, and 47% are saying he should stay on. But this is an interesting point. He's actually spiking among black residents. 58% of those polled said he should stay. Now, the governor says he plans on using this incident as a tool towards racial reconciliation. Dan?
It's interesting people may be processing this not through a racial lens, but a partisan lens. Zachary, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Well, the National Enquirer's parent company facing new allegations this morning.
Yeah, more big names are now accusing AMI of making threats and attempts at intimidation. ABC's Lana Zach is in Washington with that story. Lana, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Following the bombshell extortion allegations by Amazon founder and Washington Post owner Jeff Bezos, more people are now coming forward to claim that they were harassed or intimidated by the National Enquirer and its parent company, AMI.
This morning, there are more allegations against the National Enquirer, known for its eye-popping headlines and scandalous scoops over the years, and its publisher, AMI, run by David Pecker, a longtime friend and ally of President Trump. Investigative journalist Ronan Farrow alleges that while he was looking into the National Enquirer's relationship with the president, he received similar threats to what Bezos outlines in this blog post. Ronan claims AMI urged him to stop digging or we'll ruin you. And actor Terry Crews alleges that after this interview with GMA, where he claimed he was sexually assaulted by a high-level agent, another AMI publication, Radar Online, threatened him with a false story about prostitutes, even allegedly creating fake receipts. He claimed they backed off after he called their bluff.
This is big trouble. I think AMI is panicking.
Federal prosecutors are trying to determine if the tabloid company violated its immunity deal made after feds looked into possible campaign finance violations that involve the tabloid killing stories potentially damaging to Donald Trump before the election. As a condition of immunity, AMI was required to commit no crimes whatsoever for 3 years. But that's now in question after allegations that AMI attempted to extort and blackmail Bezos by threatening to release compromising photos and texts between the billionaire and his alleged mistress, Lauren Sanchez. According to Bezos, AMI demanded he back off from his investigation of the tabloid and issue what Bezos called a false public statement about AMI's political motivation.
Now, for their part, AMI says that they acted lawfully and in what they called good faith negotiations with Bezos. But regarding the other allegations, AMI has not responded to our repeated inquiries. Dan?
Yeah, well, we may hear more from them this morning. Let's bring in, Lana, thank you very much. Let's bring in our chief anchor, George Stephanopoulos. So you have the attorney. Yes, George will make sure, because you have the attorney for David Pecker, who's the CEO of AMI, on the show this morning. So we just heard the legal analyst in Lana's piece say that she thinks that AMI must be panicking right now. How grave a situation is this for Pecker and AMI? And do you think there are consequences for the president as well?
Well, that's a big question. There's so many different things tangled up in this. David Pecker is a friend of the president, longtime friend of the president, but is also, of course, cooperating against him in that campaign finance case in the Southern District. The National Enquirer has taken back stories about the president's buried stories about President Trump, yet they go after Jeff Bezos. Of course, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, which has also been tough on the president. You have these ties to Saudi Arabia as well. So there's so much tangled up in this story. Right now, I mean, what Bezos is alleging is, you see it right there, extortion, blackmail. Whether it meets the legal standard is one question. Whether it will threaten the cooperation agreement that David Pecker has with the Southern District is the second question. And then you have the whole question of whether it's proper journalistic practice to offer to bury a story in return for something of value, a public statement from Jeff Bezos.
I think we can answer that question. Not proper journalistic practice, at the very least. I don't know about the law here. So let's look back for a second, though, to the big story out of Virginia, this ongoing story. We were talking about it last weekend. We're still talking about it now. I suspect we will be for a while. So the New York Times this morning has an article that highlights what appears to be the real dilemma for Democrats in Virginia. We may now be about to see a governor, a white governor accused of racism who could survive, but a black lieutenant governor accused of sexual assault who may be about to be impeached.
Right. I mean, and you've got the attorney general wrapped up in this
also
as
white.
well. Also white. Now, there is a difference between wearing blackface, I suppose, and also being accused of, in some cases, sexual assault, even rape by women. People are going to have to investigate, and that's what the lieutenant governor is calling for, an investigation of whether these allegations are true. But in the short run, all three officials. The top 3 Democratic officials in the state are hunkering down, digging in, determined to stay. Whether they'll be able to stay is a separate question, but for right now, it almost seems like there's safety in numbers for them.
Yep. Ralph Northam certainly looks like he's digging in for sure. George Stephanopoulos, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to see you on a Sunday morning. I want to remind everybody George has a big show this morning. He's going to have that exclusive interview with the lawyer representing AMI's CEO, David Pecker, plus the Powerhouse Roundtable. It's all coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, thank you again. We'll see you later.
Well, Senator Elizabeth Warren officially announced she's entering the presidential race, and that announcement received a quick response from President Trump.
ABC's White House correspondent Tara Palmieri is at the White House with the campaign launch, the response, and the backlash.
We need to take power in Washington away from the wealthy and well-connected and put it back in the hands of the people where it belongs.
In the bitter cold, Senator Elizabeth Warren officially announcing her candidacy for president in front of more than 3,000 people. The senator laying out her plan for 2020 with a promise to fight against income inequality.
This is the fight of our lives. The fight to build an America that works for everyone.
The announcement for the presidential hopeful comes as she looks to move past renewed backlash over her claims of Native American ancestry. Just last week, the Washington Post obtained her 1986 Texas bar registration card, where under a race, she called herself American Indian, a claim she's made for almost 2 decades. But Warren issued a private apology to the chief of the Cherokee Nation and said this on Capitol Hill.
It was based on my understanding from my family's stories, but family stories are not the same as tribal citizenship.
President Trump has repeatedly referred to Warren with racial slurs, taunting the senator on several occasions to prove her heritage. Tweeting late last night, will she run as our first Native American presidential candidate, or has she decided that after 32 years, this is not playing so well anymore? See you on the campaign trail, Liz.
Warren isn't the only Senate Democrat to throw her hat into the ring. Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey spent the weekend crisscrossing Iowa, and Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota is expected to announce her candidacy today. Eva, Dan?
It is on. It's going to get busy. It already is busy. Tara, thank you very much. We're going to move on now from politics to an urgent nationwide manhunt for a fugitive former lawyer who's accused of killing his own mother.
U.S. Marshals releasing a new picture of the man who went on the run when he was supposed to be starting a lengthy prison sentence. ABC's Ariel Reshef is here with the latest. Good morning to you, Ariel.
Good morning to you guys. This is a shocking case. The DA says after he was convicted of a crime, Richard Merritt lived with his mother without incident for a year. She'd even posted bond for him. But just before he was due to turn himself into jail, he fled, allegedly killing her and taking off in her car.
This morning, this surveillance image, a new clue in the nationwide manhunt for a disbarred Georgia attorney, now considered an armed and dangerous killer.
He's very dangerous at this point.
U.S. Marshals say the photo, snapped at a gas station near Atlanta, shows Richard Merritt just after he cut off his ankle monitor. Authorities say he then fatally stabbed his own mother, stealing her Lexus and taking off.
Once you kill anyone, it's easier for you to kill someone else, especially if you kill your own mother.
The 44-year-old convicted in January of stealing from clients and elder abuse, sentenced to 15 years behind bars, ordered to report to jail February 1st.
I understand what I've done is morally reprehensible. It's very criminal.
But he didn't show, instead sparking a desperate multi-state search. Merritt's brother telling ABC News he should never have been allowed to post bond.
The decision to give Richard 2 more weeks, it really doesn't make sense because he was a flight risk.
Urging him to turn himself in.
You certainly need to be held accountable for the brutal murder of our mother.
A former client who testified against Merritt, now angered and terrorized by his disappearance, wishing to remain anonymous for safety.
I'm very angry, very sad for Mrs. Merritt, and it's all very surreal to me. I'm angry at Cobb County for letting him out and putting us all in this situation.
Overnight, Merritt's defense attorney offering thoughts and prayers to the entire family, writing in a statement, "For an entire year, my client was out on bail. Not once did he hint he would run from justice, much less show any signs that he was capable of such heinous violence."
The Cobb County DA says because Merritt had been convicted of a non-violent crime, he was allowed to wear an ankle monitor and turn himself in, and says there was no evidence to suggest he would become violent. Merritt's brother also tells ABC News there were no warning signs that he would manifest this type of anger. It's really strange.
Absolutely.
And disturbing.
Ariel Resha, thank you. We do want to turn to some other news we're following. A woman is in custody this morning after a bizarre incident with the LAPD. Take a look at this surveillance video showing the woman driving her car through the glass doors of the San Pedro police station and right into the lobby. Police say they believe she may have been under the influence. Luckily, the lobby was closed and no one was hurt. The driver and the baby riding in her car are also uninjured.
One of the greatest skiers of all time coming down the mountain for one last run. Lindsey Vonn making her final career appearance in the downhill at the World Championships in Sweden. Vonn not slowing down even as she recovers from bruises and sore ribs after a recent crash the other day, plus the constant knee pain that's forcing her to retire early. The 43-year-old has now won a record 82 World Cups. That's more than any other female skier.
Congratulations to her.
Yeah.
Well, the West Coast is digging out this morning from a major winter storm that dumped several inches of snow.
And now they are bracing for even more, believe it or not. Let's go to Rob with the very latest. Rob.
Hey, good morning. With the action, it's getting more active here on both coasts. Really, you can see the radar here getting a little frisky with some rain and some snow showing up in the midsection of the country. And then this storm is what brought all the snow to the Pacific Northwest. Now diving into California, we've got two more down the pipeline. This as parts of the Northwest dig out after what's becoming really an historic amount of snow this month.
This morning, that winter storm slamming the Northwest with heavy snow, ice, and wind. In Washington state, near whiteout conditions wreaking havoc for drivers. Up to 20 inches of snow falling in some places. The dangerous conditions causing accidents, this car flipping over, and this truck buried so deep in snow, the driver had to be rescued. Just north of Seattle, fierce high winds up to 60 miles per hour whipping through, bringing down trees and power lines. Meanwhile, Portland also getting hit. Nearly 5 inches of snow blanketing the eastern part of the city. The slick roads challenging for drivers, some being forced to get out and push. And take a look at this SUV stuck for 2 hours, pinned by a tanker that slid into it.
It was pretty squished.
The driver ending up on the roof before rescue crews could help him out. All this as more storms approach Northwest cities already covered in a rarely seen amount of snow.
So far in Seattle, they haven't seen this much snow in the month of February in 70 years. They only need another couple of inches really to break the all-time record, and I think that's going to happen. This is what came through the Northwest, now in through California, San Francisco, and through the mountains of the Sierra, another couple of feet there. And then here are the next storms coming into the Pacific Northwest. Portland, at least the west side, mostly in the form of rain. Seattle, mostly in the form of snow, for this one coming in later on tonight, and then another one coming in tomorrow night. And then some of the lower elevations could see 5 to 8 inches more in Seattle. That is debilitating, and then another 1 to 2 feet of snow expected in parts of the mountains. Now in Hawaii, we mentioned this storm yesterday. This is an unusually strong storm that's intensifying as it now swings rapidly towards the northern shores of Kauai and Oahu. We could see waves up to 40 to 60 feet. This is going to do some damage, property damage, on some of the northern shores there of Kauai and the north shore of Oahu, and we could see some wind across the entire island chain here. Significant storm for our 50th state. That is the latest weather-wise across the nation. Now time for your local forecast.
Hello and good morning, Washington. A cold start across the region, but it'll be chilly for the afternoon as well. High temperatures are reaching the low to possibly mid-40s. Now, a big change here. Winter weather advisory in effect for the D.C. metro points to the north and west. Starts at 7 o'clock tonight, goes through Monday morning. Just how much to expect? 1 to 2 areas to the north and west, including the Panhandle, West Virginia, Washington, Frederick counties, mixed to rain locally, but enough for some travel disruptions. Early next week, temperatures getting into the 50s by Wednesday.
Much more on the storms that are heading towards the East Coast. Will Boston finally dig out of its shameful snow deficit, Dan? We'll see.
I think there's no shame in Boston right now.
I know. I'm just
winning streak.
It's a
sports-wise
city to be proud to be from.
The cold. It's really cold. Do you need a sweater?
We could always use a good sweater this time of year.
Because we've got a sweater surprise for you coming up later in the show.
You know about this, Whit?
I know a little bit about this sweater. What we're going to do with the sweater, I'm not sure.
I can tell you one thing. It's going to be really embarrassing, and you'll want to stay tuned for it coming up in Pop
We'll
News.
get to that.
I like the way this is lined up.
I love it.
We'll take lots of videos of it, too.
Our senior meteorologist, Rob Marciano. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks for the
Thought I'd make
credibility.
it more official. All right, now to the latest headlines, though, this morning involving Meghan Markle and her strained relationship with her father.
He's reportedly released a very personal letter the Duchess wrote to him not long after walking down the aisle. ABC's Julia McFarlane has those details.
This morning, that bombshell letter written